Welcome to the first episode of an underrated podcast. Today I sat down with Luciano Chinappi. We talked about his experience both getting to college and being in college for his first year, and the struggles and adversity he overcame when doing so. I hope you enjoy. You're from Rochester, I'm from Jersey, so you have a bit of a different life growing up.
Yeah.
Take me through life in Rochester.
Yeah,
how it was growing up.
It was good. Yeah, I mean, I was 25 minutes out of the city, so it was it's a little bit different. I was kind of like the country area and farmland, like nothing too crazy, but definitely not like that high-paced lifestyle. Like, you grew up in the city, right? Or like in a city?
Yeah, like people would consider it city here.
Yeah, here, yeah.
There's not much here, so it would be city here. I mean, my graduating class for like middle school and stuff was like 1,000 a class.
Really?
Yeah.
See, we were the biggest class to ever go through Hilton, and we had like 405 kids, I think. And that was the biggest. Like the year after, it's like 270 kids.
Yeah.
But
that's nuts. When I moved a lot when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. So like the one middle school I went to was like a bit further south than where I live now. It was the biggest distance middle school. It's a quarter mile long.
Oh,
so you'd have to walk like a quarter mile in 4 minutes.
No way. Like you'd have to get from one side to the other.
Yeah, they tried not to do it often, but like some of them, like if you had like gym, it was like all the way down at the end.
Really?
Stuff like that. But it was kind of sick. Like there was like thousands of kids in the school. Yeah. We had like an indoor bubble.
And this is just middle school like age kids you're
6, 7, 8.
Oh my God.
And then like it was like 6, 7, 8 in one big building, and then there was a bubble, and then next to it was the elementary school that was like
really
massive also.
Like so we had 3 elementary schools, and then the middle school was like the size of one of the elementary schools. Like it was just 7th and 8th grade, but still like it was like tiny. Like you could walk to one side and back in 5 minutes. You gotta go on a quarter-mile hike, but yeah, I don't know. But it was good though. Like it was a fun area to be around.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna maybe switch high schools before, like when I was in middle school, I was thinking about it, and then I just stayed the public route. It wasn't I mean, I got 3 younger sisters, so if I go to private school, then 3 more kids gotta go.
Yeah.
But
that's what my mom's dealing with now, which is funny because my one brother wants to go to the school I went to so bad and is going.
Yeah.
And the other one acted like he didn't want to go because he actually didn't. Like he just like despised hockey. Like
really
wanted to do all the opposite shit. And now he's there, and he just went to nationals for powerlifting, and he's trying to go for Olympic weightlifting.
How old's he?
They're 15, but
both
they're freshmen.
15?
Yeah, they're twins.
Twins?
Yeah. But now he's starting to eat it up. Like he was like a kid who like actively like 1st to like 4th grade would be like 100 student. Like he was just smart.
Yeah.
And then like got to middle school and was like, no, I'm just not gonna do it. Like
just didn't want to
purposely.
Yeah.
Like just so he just like just to not be a kid who's like getting hundreds.
Yeah.
And then he got to CBA and he's like, no, my mom was like, you have to go for 1 year and then you could go to public school. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay. And he like wouldn't try.
Just to try to like get kicked out.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get kicked out. I'm like, dude, if you really want to leave, like you leave, but like you're gonna screw yourself over for college.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a bad year. It's gonna pull your GPA down. And he's like, I know.
Yeah.
And he like did a little bit better. Like he was like got up from like high 70s to like higher 80s, and now he like has something he doesn't want to lose with like the lifting teams.
Yeah.
And now he's like back in the 90s. All of a sudden.
That was the biggest thing. Like growing up, like September, October would roll around, and like it'd be tough in the classroom. Like I'd have to push myself. But as soon as the season started, like you need those good grades, and that's like what pushed me. And then, I mean, I remember my senior year, once I was done and I knew I was going to play juniors and I signed, I would go to class like for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'd get in my car, I'd go to the rink, I'd go skate and lift like in an empty rink, and then I'd just go home. Like it was kind of like there was almost a problem towards the end of my senior year because like we were close on the English grade.
But so like did you apply to any colleges out of high school?
Yeah. So my counselor, he was from somewhere in Africa. Like he not a big hockey guy. Like didn't understand it, and no one else on my team. There was 13 seniors. No one else kind of wanted to go the junior route. So like he had no idea how to handle it. Yeah. And they weren't getting it. They're like, so like, how much are you getting paid? And I'm like, I have to pay. like they're not. They weren't getting it. And so he was like, listen, I think you just apply to one school. So I applied to Brockport. I just did it.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I got accepted for their liberal arts program, I think, or maybe I did get accepted for like a sports management program.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but but my whole senior year, it was just emailing teams.
Yeah.
And it was like the Josh Allen thing where he emailed every school and only one got back. That was literally like I emailed probably 150 junior hockey teams between Canada and U.S. because I was like, I just don't want it to be over. Like I want to keep playing. And I had like 5 or 6 that responded and like invited me to a camp, but they were all kind of all over like Colorado. And I'm like, I'm not going to go to Colorado for a 2-day camp. And if they wanted me that bad, then they would been watching, they said, and they would just sign me. So I don't know if you ever played, do you know Chowder Cup or like pre-draft? So I went to that for Boston Junior Rangers. And while we were there, the coach was like, hey, like we want to sign you. Like, we don't know how big of a like role you'll play in the team next year, but like if you just trust the process, it should work out. And that was the only offer I had. So yeah, I'll sign it. I'll sign it. And that was kind of the route. Did you know kind of going out of high school that you
I knew I wanted to play. Like mine was a bit different. So like our school had a rule that you had to apply.
Okay.
Because like we have like a 99% like
college.
Like after high school. Yeah. And they like boast about that.
Yeah.
So like there was a group of us who knew we were gonna play, and we had to apply still. But it was also like my guidance counselor. It was her last year, but she had like I'm at the end of the alphabet, so she had like the Van Riemsdykes.
Okay.
And like she understood the process, but then she was also like, I mean, one of the Van Riemsdykes left to go play for NTDP.
Yeah.
So he's like, like you're gonna be fine. I'm like, well, I hope I'm gonna be fine. But yeah, so like I knew, and I applied, and it's funny. I made my mom a promise. The only school I would have went to if I got in was Princeton.
Oh, and you'd just be like, no
and I would just stop playing, just go right there.
That was the only way that you were gonna just be done.
So like I wanted to get in, obviously, because like Princeton, but also I was like, hopefully not. And didn't get in, so I got to play. But yeah, I did you play juniors right out of high school?
Yeah, so I play with a lot of kids, and then there's guys that do it, like they'll go the prep route and then juniors, or maybe even like go play club for a year or something, and then go play juniors again because they realized that they wanted to like play at a higher level or whatever. But I just went right out, like graduated.
Yeah.
Stayed home for a month and a half, and then I was in Boston. So
I played another year of 18s.
Okay. Oh,
I was gonna play juniors, but the only offers I was having at the time were EHL teams.
Okay.
They're like play 18s again, but that was the year I tore my ACL. Mm-hmm. So like I only played for like a month that season, and then I went out. But
how did that work? Because like I mean, I know guys. I'm sure you know guys that like get an injury like that right before you're like in the middle of like a big jump in like your career, and it's like some guys are just kind of like maybe this is a sign, just hang them up. And
so like I took a deferral from Northeastern, and that was like kind of like a backup plan, like especially with my family. Like it was like I got into a good school that I wanted to go to, and I was like like just in case something happens, and like obviously you don't think you're gonna get like that injured, you know what I mean, like maybe you break a bone and you're out for like a couple months, but like. And then that happened, and even like the way it happened that year, like it happened like a month in. I like took a couple weeks off, like went to the doctor, went to my surgeon, and he was like, "Yeah, I think it's just your meniscus. Like you could keep playing throughout the season, and we'll just like basically fix your meniscus after." Yeah. And so we got an MRI to like see what the damage would be like, so we could take one then and one at the end of the season, and he like called me in. He's like, "Yeah, we need to talk." And I like waited in the office for like 2 hours, like past my appointment, and he's like, "Yeah, like it's gonna be a long talk. Like your ACL's like gone." So I was like, "Oh boy," and like obviously like with my family, there was like they kind of wanted me to go to school at that point. Like my surgeon had like a great success rate. Like I'm super grateful for my surgeon, but like the success rate was also for like a year and a half out of like returning to like the level of play, and like I mean. First year of like what would be juniors, that's gonna like I would probably start at a lower level than next season. So like obviously there's like a couple weeks of like being upset and like worried. Yeah, kind of like weighing the options. But then like I don't know. I've always been somebody who's like we could think about it once we're working. Yeah. So like I got to work right away after surgery, and like after a month of the rehab, it was like going pretty well. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm definitely gonna play next year. Yeah. Like I like let Northeastern know like I wasn't gonna come for school, and. Yeah, like I the recovery went well. Like it was like 9 months for me, which is like way ahead of pace.
Yeah.
Still probably shouldn't have came back that early.
Yeah.
Like I passed all the testing though, so my PT was like, yeah, like you're good. The surgeon's like, you're good. Played in Chowder Cup actually, just to like get my feet wet.
Yeah. What team did you play? Well, that would have been 22. You played in Chowder.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
played
summer of 22.
Okay, yeah, I played that year too because I graduated 22. So yeah, what team did you play for in it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? It was just like a local like group team or whatever that goes to the tournaments.
And like, I mean, it was fun. It was like definitely like you take a step back.
Yeah.
Like you feel a lot better in some ways. Like your body's pretty rested in like different ways than you wouldn't think. But like, I mean, I was never like the most fleet of foot when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And then that just like put me behind even more.
Yeah.
But you get like creative. Like I think that's why I depend so much on like cutting back and like being shifty. It's like if you can't explode out of the situation, like you gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
And so that happened. Like I came back. It was good. And then I went to Burlington in the OJ.
Okay.
And I did all preseason there. And then I got cut. Well, actually, I started with Mercer. I signed with Mercer. Mm. I was on a family vacation like a week before camp.
Yeah.
I got a call that week, and they're like, we signed some kid from the Null, I guess. Oh. And they were like, so like, you're done.
First man out.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. So then I got in touch with the Burlington coach, went there, showed up like just for like a 2-day tryout or whatever. He was like we were recommended by Mercer. Like, we want you to come out. Like, you'll probably make it. Like, okay. Thought it was gonna be like 2 days, go home, pack, and then go back. So I only had like a week's worth of clothes.
Yeah.
Stayed for a month.
No way.
Like I was living out of a Motel 6 to start.
Oh, in Burlington, Ontario, Motel 6.
I would drive around, like by the water, super nice. So I would like go to practice, and it's not like here where it's like open rink, like open gym.
Yeah.
Like the gym was with like a private company. Yeah. So we'd have set times to work out for that.
Yeah.
And the rink is owned by the town.
Yeah.
So like we could skate, but there was only certain hours.
Yeah.
So I'd literally like go to practice, lift, and then just drive around like back and forth on Lake Ontario. Because I was like bored out of my mind. Yeah. And then it was like maybe like 4 or 5 days in, and I'm like, hey, like I know like whatever, like I'm here longer than you thought or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like I need a billet. Like I can't like afford this. Like
they didn't even like.
No, but it was like cheap.
Yeah, you can't.
Like it was like 60 Canadian, but it was rough. Like it was a bad spot.
It was box TV
and
at the end of bed. You get 4 channels.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like I'm living at the Motel 6 down the road.
And he had no idea.
No. He's
what do you think?
I don't know. I guess he thought I had family or something.
In the car behind the rink.
I'm like.
I mean, Lucas is the first guy here every day. Coach, I haven't left in 6 days. I mean, I sleep in the back seat.
And I'm like, yeah, like I need like, and he's like, oh yeah. So I got a great, honestly, probably the best billets I had.
Yeah.
They were super nice and like stayed there. So for the month, and then when I got cut, I was like, oh boy, like what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
Like,
did you have any little crazy billet stories that are okay to be talked about on camera? Anything like were the billets nice?
No. They were nice. They were like they were probably like my nicest billets that I had. Mm-hmm. They were like more natural, I guess, than like what I was used to. I've never seen like compost at that point. Like now, like it's all over, but like there's no composting in New Jersey.
Okay.
So I was already like, oh, that's interesting. And then like they would like have like big bags of rice and like 6 raw chickens in the fridge, and that's what we would cook.
Like serial killer.
Yeah, and they had like 8 like pets. They were all like nice, but it was like an iguana.
But it was just a different lifestyle.
Like a cat and
a farm out back.
And they were the nicest people. Also, I always went to bed early, and they were up till like 1 a.m, like as a family. And ironically,
like 42.
Ironically enough, the kid is the goalie who was the goalie at Burlington that year. Mm-hmm. I was staying with his family. He plays U Sports now. He's the e-bug for the Senators. He's the kid who was running down the road.
No way. Killer knows him too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So like his family was super nice, but I stayed in the basement with a kid named Nico, another nice kid. He's from London actually, so Kira probably knows him.
Yeah.
And if you like, there was no instance this time, but like the beds would like squeak bad.
Yeah.
So like if you rolled, it would start squeaking.
Just no WD-40 in that play.
Oh my God. And like to go to the basement's like right in the living room, right down, no door. Like
you were in the basement, that's where your room was?
Yeah. So, and it was like one big, like, it was finished, but it was like a big basement.
Yeah.
So like we were like in the same like room.
Oh,
you know
it was just
an
open basement,
Yeah. But then like the next year, I lived with the owners of the Apple Corp.
Okay, yeah.
And they're nice and everything. One time though, their daughter came home, and her and her boyfriend went home, and I'd never had gnocchi.
Okay.
And she's like, my billet brother, who's Riley, like a great friend of mine now.
Yeah.
She's like, he's a vegetarian. So she's like, oh, I'll make gnocchi if you want some. And he's like, great, like something like I usually eat. Like,
yeah.
Turns out she was high as a kite.
No.
Yeah, she like works in the city too.
Yeah.
But she'd come home every weekend.
Yeah.
Made gnocchi, I ate it. I'm like, dude, this is the worst thing I've ever had.
Yeah, she did.
And he was like hyping it up. He's like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I get a big bowl. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta eat this whole thing.
Yeah,
and
make it seem
terrible.
good. Oh my God. Oh, chef.
But it was fun. Did you live in billet, like with billets, or did you live in an apartment or a house?
Apartment.
Apartments?
It was, that was the best part. So that was the biggest part going into this year. I thought I was going to go back to my third year juniors, and I was kind of like talking to a couple of teams here and there, like trying to get it, and a lot of them were billets. And like I get the billet thing, but living in an apartment with 5 of your teammates, like best friends, it was the most fun I've ever had. Like the 2 years of hockey there, like it gets stressful. Like it's the same thing every day. Like it's like a simulation.
Yeah.
But like the freedom of living on your, like I was 17 when I started juniors, and so it was like a big jump. Like I was always just like a stay-at-home kid. Like I didn't go out to like parties and stuff. Like I'd hang out with buddies, but wasn't like a big. Like I'd be like parents knew where I was going whenever. They didn't even ask. I'd just be like, hey, like I'm going to my buddies, or I'm going here, I'm going there. Like being there, like the first night there, I'm like, I could do whatever I want right now. Like I could leave. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm like, I could just go do something if I wanted to. And no, it was a great time though. We lived we lived in it. It shouldn't be open, this place, like for living. It was not. So we lived in North Andover, Mass, right across the street from Merrimack. So all the college kids would live where we are. But I mean, like we move in the first day, roaches, mice, like, I mean, just like great people that worked for the apartment place, but it was not safe. Like there was mold in the shower. Like when we moved in, and we're like, what do we do? We had kids that were living in another one. The ceiling started to collapse because it was like moldy and all wet. So they had to move out for like 3 weeks. They still had to pay rent for that month. They're living with us like on our living room, and then we'd have the kids in and out. Like these like Russian kids would come and stay for like a week on the couch. Like I'd go out to like the fridge to make food, and it's just gone. Like the kid's eating my eggs, and I'm like doesn't speak a word of English. But it was a pretty sick experience living on my own with that that. And I don't know, like I've heard the billets are nice, but like they cook everything for you. Because I mean, I'd find myself eating the same meal 15 nights in a row just because it was easy. But it teaches you to grow up real quick. Oh, yeah. Like after a week, you're like, I can't just sit here and eat freaking popcorn chicken from the microwave every night. But
my second year, I lived in like a house.
Yeah.
And it was also like pretty, I mean, it wasn't that bad. We didn't have bugs or anything, but it was like run down.
Yeah.
Like it looks like how some of the houses look out here like from the outside, but the inside matched the outside.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was like I didn't tell my mom about it at all. Like she didn't like move in with me or anything. So like I didn't tell her how bad it was. Like Riley and I were living together again.
Out of there.
Oh, she
your mom was, but
she would have been pissed. Like
everything you talk about your mom, you'd be gone that second.
When I got traded, I was like, I need the mattress. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I'll sell it to the team or whatever. Like, I don't care. So like, obviously the coach was not happy. Like I like left. So like, he's like, no, like we don't need it. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So like, can you come pick up the mattress? And she's like, yeah. She's like almost crying. She's like, this is what you were living in?
Oh my God.
But it like wasn't that bad. Like we like cleaned it up.
Yeah.
But we had one Russian kid living with us.
Yeah.
And he would always like claim he was sick, which like looking back, like he might have been.
Yeah.
But like it would like piss us off. We're like, dude, we're all sick.
Yeah.
Like, you know how it is.
Yeah,
like once somebody in the team gets it, like, and he's like, I'm not, like, I can't play. Like, he wouldn't practice, and then like, he wouldn't practice for like 4 days and like kind of like want to play. Like, he'd start lyrically like getting better.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, dude, like, you're not like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So like we went away for a road trip, and like, you know how it is in the AHL. Like, it's like all like, especially in the Central Division, it's like there's not a lot of like hotel trips, or if it is, it's like one night and then you come back.
Yeah.
And so we're on our way back, and we're getting back at like 2:30 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and he's the only one home. Yeah. He's the only one home. So we get home, and our house always had like a smell to it. Like, it was like it had a smell.
You got used to it by October, but still, like, you leave it for a couple days, you come back.
Yeah. So we get home, we're like, oh, the smell is bad today. We go in the kitchen. He's got the stove on still.
He's like asleep out
It's like 2:30. He's sleeping in his bed. Yeah. The stove on still. Hot dogs out. Like, I don't know, something about this kid was like hot dogs and boiled potatoes only. Like, that's like hot dogs out.
That's pretty Russian. that's pretty Russian.
And so I'm like, oh my God, like, this is like, I can't believe it. And so we like, ever since then, we were like, dude, like, it's you, like, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
He was living with somebody, like, we were like sharing rooms.
Yeah.
And like, after the fact, like, it turns out like it was probably the other kid. Like, the other kid would like think he was like Gordon Ramsay and like make like ginormous steaks that like never came out good.
Yeah.
And he would like bring them to his room to eat them and would leave them in there.
Oh my God.
Like, when he got traded, like, they went in the room and like
just rotten food everywhere.
Like legit rotten meat.
Oh, we had a kid that would he'd make tomato soup and grilled cheese every day when we get home from practice. He'd never finish the soup, and we all worked at like this goalie school.
Yeah.
We'd go like we'd shoot for him every day. He'd leave the bowl in the living room, and then they just eventually get pushed under the couch. There was one night, like, we're all hanging out at the house, like a Friday night, and someone like bumps the couch, and you see like 1 bowl, 2 bowls, and then you keep pushing it back. There's like 8 bowls of soup under that. Like, I mean, it's just like that, like living with kids you didn't know, but like brothers for life. Like, I talked to all of them every day. Like, we'd go out every night, we'd go to dinner, and like, I don't think there's another sport that compares to the brotherhood of hockey. Like, because I feel like other sports, it's cliquey. Like, there's groups of guys who hang out. And I mean, when I was younger, like, obviously a little cliquey, but like, once you get to like junior hockey in college, like, it's your family. Like, it's guys that we'll talk to we're 50, 60, come back for an alumni weekend. It's like we've been hanging out every day for a week. Like, it's a good feeling to have. But yeah, some of those kids, the European guys were different, just a different lifestyle growing up, and it was strange to have to get used to them. But
and it was funny. Like, I've been the guy like on the couch. Like, I showed up late, obviously. Like, I started that year, and like I was on the coach's couch for like a week, and then like was on some other guy's couch for like a week. And it's funny because like, I don't know, like, when you're that guy, or at least for me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to make like as little of a mess as possible.
Yeah,
like,
you feel like a burden.
Barely make any noise. Like, hang out with the guys, obviously, but like, dude, some of the European kids just come in, and that living room becomes their home. Dude.
Yeah, they just set up shop. The one kid, the Russian kid that I'm talking about, he great kid. He was only there for like 2 months, but he was so the way he ended up on our couch, he was living on another kid on the EHL team's house, like 10 minutes down the road. He was living with like 4 guys on their couch. And one day we get home from practice, and this kid is driving. We're like, oh, like, Bealsy, what's up, kid? And this Russian kid gets out of the back seat, and the kid who's driving is Beal, and he's like, have fun with him. And like, he just like, this Russian kid gets out of the car, Beal grabs the bag, throws it on the front lawn, and then just leaves. Like, they couldn't put up with it. Like, unbelievable kid, but like stick handling in our living room at like 10 o'clock at night, like just chopping it up in the, But
just wanted to get you guys for a brief second. This podcast brought to you by Xcelsior Collective, obviously. We have our Flourish collection out now, and we're going to have some exciting stuff coming out in the summer. So we hope you enjoy what we've been doing with an underrated podcast. We hope we're amplifying some voices that you wouldn't have otherwise heard. If you do have the time, please go and check out the hats. We also have some shirts. We'll have a bunch of new stuff coming up soon. It's over at xcelsiorcollective.com or at xcelsior.collective on Instagram. Thank you guys.
Good times, though. Good times.
Yeah, take me through, like, going through obviously like the junior process, like obviously we talked about getting into juniors, but like how that was for you in terms of like play wise, and then I mean how you ended up here.
Yeah, first year was, I mean there was multiple times where I'm like, might just be done. Like I'll just call my dad, call my mom, and be like, hey, like this just isn't for me anymore. Yeah. Like I'm falling out of love with the game every once in a while, and it's scary because like it's kind of like one of those things like. Once you start falling out of love with it, it's hard to like get it back. Like you're done. If you start thinking about quitting, the good thing is I never wanted to quit. I just couldn't do it anymore because I didn't play my first game until November of the first year. And then I played like 3 other times after Christmas. And then our coach, we had 6 coaches my first year of juniors. So it was just like a revolving door, like just things weren't working out, whatever it was. And then we ended up getting this coach who coached in the KHL, and he's from Mass, and he coaches a Chinese team, and he was the assistant coach for the Chinese team in the KHL. And he comes in a week before playoffs, and we're already clinched, and he's like, hey, like I'm gonna give you a shot. Like you stuck it out all year, like I'm gonna give you a shot here. Play a game, shut out, and then playoffs come around, starter gets sick. We had 5 goalies on the team. Starter gets sick. Backup plays the first game. Plays fine. And then the third game, it was like a nothing series. Like it didn't matter. Like both teams, you know how it works in the AHL, people. Like both teams make it. So they're like, Luch, like we're gonna dress you as a backup in this game. Just like whatever. Start the backup, not good. Like just not a good day at the rink. And he's like, we're putting you in. It's 6-5. We're losing in the second. I come in, shut the door. We win 7-6 at the end of the first overtime, and then I got to dress in Providence for all the like championship round robin games, and played in one of the games for that. And then second year was way better. I was coming in being told I was gonna be the starter, and practiced 2 days before our first game. First injury I've ever had in my career. I strained my MCL, and they're like 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. And I'm like, nope. Like, so the doctor, like the way it works for junior, like we didn't have a team doctor, so I had to go to like an urgent care. Yeah. I'm at a place that's all Spanish speaking in Massachusetts. Like I'm in there, and like I don't realize it like until I get the sheet to start filling it out, and everything's in Spanish first. And I like think that I'm like drunk, like I'm like trying to read this. So I figure it out. I just stay. I tell my coach, I'm like, yeah, like they said it's all good. They said I might just tweak something. I can be back in 6 days. It's not a good move. I was battling it all year last year, like fighting through it. But I had a good year. I mean, good numbers. And then I was supposed to go back. And I played, 24, 25 games last year total with playoffs and regular season. And then I was like looking at other options. I'm like, yeah, I'll just go back to Junior Rangers, try to get a commitment out of there. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go home. I'll be done playing. And I'm packed. My car's packed for Boston. I'm leaving in 2 days, and I get a call from Lenny, obviously, and he's like, hey, like our third goalie didn't like sign up for classes. Like we don't know if he's coming back or not. Like, would you want me to throw your name in the mix? I'm like, yes, just get me out of junior hockey. Like, I love junior hockey, but like, let's just get this through. Thank God now, like, with all the new rules, like, I'm not going to say I'm bad, but I don't know if I'm better than these CHL kids that are getting picked up now. But, I mean, it all happened like that. Like, Lenny calls me. He's like, he texts me, like, 6 hours later I'm at work. He's like, hey, like, our coach is going to call you. Like, he's interested. And, not many guys are going to be okay with coming in to be a third string. Like, everyone wants to play. Yeah. But, like, I looked at it from the positive side. I'm like, I'd rather play no games in college hockey rather than play 25 games in junior hockey and just done after that year. And, so, I mean, he called me, and he's like, if you get accepted in the school, like, we have a camp that starts Monday. You could show up. And so it was a Friday. I think I'm going to Boston Sunday morning. And then crazy. Monday morning I'm driving up to Potsdam to go to our Clarkson camp, and that's where you were at the Clarkson camp, right? And that's where kind of where I met everyone, and I still can't remember who was at the camp. Like I didn't know anybody's name, like Matty P. Nobody. Matty P. I don't think I knew Matty P's name till like 4 weeks into being here. Cause just he's a quiet kid, but like I get him and Jer mixed up.
I had him and Sam mixed up for that whole.
Him and
week.
Sam, yeah. No, it was like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I don't remember who was at the camp. I didn't know name. Like, you guys, I knew your names. So I'd go over and hang out. But, like, besides Lenny, like, it was just a blur. Like, I called everyone but, like, bro. Or, like, because I didn't know who anyone was. But now it worked. That was much different for you. You kind of say your story on
way different. Like, even
this.
just that last weekend. Like, the fact that, like, on that Friday you were going back. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure your family was obviously happy that you were going to go play college and go to college. And, like, that was a huge thing with my family. Like, I kind of kept everybody waiting till, like, the 12th hour. And, like, but, I mean, my 12th hour was, like, months before school was going to start. So, like, they were excited. Like, that weekend was, like, saying goodbye to all my family. Like, I live near all my family. So, like, saying goodbye to everybody, like, packing the car to go to school. Like, they're coming up with me. Like, they're all excited for it. Yours is crazy compared to that.
I mean, it was just like, so the Monday I found out that I got accepted in the school, and I was going all over town trying to get all these tests done, like get a physical. I didn't go to the doctors for 3 years. Like, I was like trying to figure out where to go to the doctors to get all these forms and everything on my own. And then I get a call from the school. Like, I was talking to one of the higher ups at the school, like on the side, like texting back and forth, and then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, like, we went over your grades. You're accepted. Like, like, congratulations." And I call my dad. I'm like, "Hey, like I was driving around, like I had everything packed 'cause I didn't know when I was gonna go." And I'm like, "Hey, like I'm just gonna go up right now. Like, we skate at 3:00. Like, I gotta leave now." And he's like I wasn't even home. And he's like, "All right, like, we'll come up in a couple of days, help you get set up at the dorm." But it was like, that was it right there. It was like, and then it was just to think that I was going to be living in Worcester, Massachusetts. I don't know. I mean, I love this town, but like Worcester and Potsdam, But I mean, it was. I went to like the main camp for Boston and everything. Like, a week before that. Like, I went up. I mean, half my stuff's still in Boston at my buddy's house because I thought I was going back up a week later. And I was just like, "You keep it. Like, I'll come get it. I'll come get it this summer or something." But did you have any other offers besides here?
So, like, I don't know. A big part of the process for me was like trying to figure out where I'd be a best fit. Like, I play the game in like a somewhat unique way. Especially like at this level. I mean, like, like there's not that many D that are like around my height. And so, like, that was a big part of the process, and like I wanted to wait to see like what would come down the line. But yeah, like, I mean, I reached out, obviously. Like, even my first year, like, I was like pretty proactive with like emailing teams and everything. But I played on 3 different teams my last year, like, which so like that kind of delayed the process a bit. Like, I would be talking to a team under one coaching staff, and then like I'd be under a different coaching staff, and I'd like kind of like lose connection with them. Like, when I was at Wilkes, I was actually like 80% sure I was going to go to Canton.
Really?
Like, coaching staff reached out to my coach, was like, like, we want him, like, great fit. Got traded, and then like next day, like, texted them, like, I was like scheduling to come up, and they're like, "Oh, we've decided to go in a different route."
It's insane. Like, that would make me lose my mind. Like, I mean, I would have to go through that this year. But that like, I had a buddy who did it too. Like, he was supposed to go to another D3 school, and he, like, I texted him like, "Congrats, like, I've been hearing through like other guys that you're about to commit," and he's like, "No, it didn't happen." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I was committed, everything but on paper, like verbal commit and everything." And they go through playoffs, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, like, I haven't talked to you guys in like 3 weeks. Like, I'm ready to get signed." Like, he went on a visit twice, went out with the team and everything. And they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna go a different direction. We're looking at D1 drops and transfer students." And they're like, "You could wait a little bit longer, like, if we don't get anybody." And he's like, "I got to know now." So he emailed another coach he was talking to like 2 months prior, and he ended up signing with them. But
and that's like everybody. Like, it's hard. Like, I respect everybody who goes through the process, and like even like all my buddies who like aren't playing anymore. Like, it's hard to like tell your family like you're not sure when, and like like for me, I was getting offers maybe like a month or two into my age out season. And like, it takes like, like I went on visits to every school,
Yeah.
like not every school that I was seriously considering. And like you go to some of them, you're like, okay, like I can't live here. Like I can't go to this school.
Yeah.
And like, so you could kind of cross those off the list. But then when you get some that you're like, all right, maybe like I'd be happy here. Like I would play, like it kind of fits my style of play. To just like keep waiting is like hard. And you don't want like a spot to fill. Like I think I was fortunate enough where I had a few schools that were like waiting on me. But I also like considered like I want to play after school. So like I considered style of play in each one of the leagues. And like I knew like once I did my research, like I wanted to play in the SUNYAC. Like it was here or the NESCAC.
Yeah.
And like I came on a visit here, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I was still talking to like a few other schools, but like I knew that this is like where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And that was probably in, I mean, March or April.
Really?
So like even then, like it was later on. Like I had a lot of teammates who were committing like to some of like their earlier offers, and so like my mom was like getting concerned and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
you're like, hey, like I'm not gonna jump the gun here. Like there's no reason. Like like and like you said about the SUNYAC, like now especially with Hobart and Skidmore coming in, I wouldn't say it's by no means a free pass to pro hockey.
Yeah.
But I mean there's 3 or 4 teams in our division that are gonna beat D1 teams 6 out of 10 times. Like the lower end D1 teams, and like it's just a good decision. Like everyone wants to come to this conference. So it's
and that actually helped. Like I was contemplating between here, like I don't know, I think it's good to sometimes be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. But like I felt that way for a lot of my junior career, and I definitely wanted to be like a smaller fish in a big pond and really like challenge myself to try to rise to that. And like I was contemplating between a few, and I was working like at the rink by my house, and one of the coaches was like, "Did you see what the SUNYAC just posted?" I was like, "No, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Hobart and Skidmore just announced that they're gonna come over," and I was like, "Wow, like that's gonna be like and I mean even this year like basically every team is like every game's a good game."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And any team can upset any team.
Yeah.
And you have to really challenge yourself to try to like stay at your 100% for as long as you can throughout the season.
Yeah. So is it still going to be 6 teams next year make playoffs, right? So 4 out.
Yeah.
It's
so it's hard.
Going to be a battle.
Yeah.
What did we end up finishing? We ended up finishing 6th? No, 5th.
Fifth.
Yeah. So that could be out next year. Like, that's nuts to think about, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it depends on
where
like,
they
Skidmore
would
and
fall.
Hobart had and in playoffs, which we'll see. Maybe we'll surprise some people next year. That'd be nice.
No, but yeah, like even like I know for me, but I'd love to hear like from you, like what like I admire, especially I think everybody can start off the season pretty hot and like working hard.
Yeah.
And I think like that was something that we made a point, like even our coaching staff made a point, and I mean it's true, like you see that with everything in life, right? But like you were somebody who I like consistently saw at the rink throughout like the entirety of the season. Like do you have any like habits that you'd say are like underrated, like maybe moving from like I know I try to carry a lot from juniors to to college, like anything like that helped you keep going?
Yeah, I mean it was always like back home, high school, I played high school hockey.
Yeah.
All these kids that are making it to the next level, I see them leaving to go play prep or go to juniors early or like playing AAA, and I last time I played AAA when I was like 11, and I was like, no, like I'll just keep playing double. I played AA travel hockey and just varsity high school hockey, and never was a starter. Even like my senior year, like I played a lot more, but so like right there, it's like I'd be at the gym every day during high school. I mean, you saw what I looked like in high school. Like it doesn't look like I was in the gym, but I promise you I was in it. But like just the doubt, like every day I'd get there and I'd be at practice and like my teammates are like chirping me for getting there early and warming up before practice. And I'm like, I know that there's another level.
Yeah.
And I never was around people that worked as, like I was always like, I'm going to be the hardest worker.
Yeah.
And it was just like my dad instilled it in me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't supposed to do anything. I wasn't supposed to play my senior year. I wasn't supposed to play junior. Like I wasn't supposed to sign with a junior team. I signed. Oh well, like you're not going to play. You're just going to live in Boston for 3 years. I finally start playing. They're like, well, you're not going to play college hockey. And it was like instead of, like I love using that. Like I put quotes all over the locker room, like around my stuff, and I got them in my room and everything that I look at each day. And it's just like that drive and that passion to prove the 99.9% that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like I'm just going to prove them wrong. And I mean, next up is try to put up good numbers in college hockey because no one outside of, I don't think anyone outside of our locker room, I know the boys like believe in me, but like everyone else, they don't think that it's going to happen. Yeah. So we'll see. Like it's just, I'm excited to do it and I know that I can do it. And I mean, you're the same way. Like every morning I see you here, like it's you, me, Dougie, and I mean the guys are obviously all in at some point during the day, but something about just getting up early and like I'll even admit some days I get there to work to work out and you're taking your skates off and I'm there at 7:45 and it pisses me off. I'm like, he beat me today. Like he was better than me today. He got there, whatever. Like, but you know what I'm saying. But like I use that as like motivation to be like, all right, well the next day I'm gonna, all right, Sally beat me there by a half hour. I'm gonna hop on the bike for 20 minutes and make it up, kind of thing. But I don't know. Like you're the same way. Like was it like that for you growing up too? Like
like I think like even when I was starting everything like with Xcelsior, like that's kind of what I tried to make very clear in all of our messaging and stuff. Like my grandfather played like a huge role in me growing up, and that was like I talk about it a lot now. It's like to my family, like the cool stuff was like working harder than everybody else, and like trying to educate yourself as much as possible. Yeah. Like my grandfather works a blue collar job, like loves his job. Yeah. Like he's probably the happiest person I've ever seen at work. But like would always talk about like, like I love doing this, but like you're smart enough to go to school and like get a good education. And like there was nothing more important than working hard. Yeah. So like that was already instilled in me when I was young. And I think that, I mean, obviously that helps a lot. But like to your point about like trying to overcome the doubt. Like I mean that's like all of our messaging, and it's like that's what drives. Like every day. Like I know, like what you were saying. Like you want to be around people who work hard. Yeah. And I think like at the level I played at and the level you played at, like maybe there's like 2 or 3 guys who like work hard every day, and like you surround yourself by those guys. Yeah, exactly. But like I loved like I got here, and like again like I work early in the morning in the summer, so it's easy for me to get up throughout the school year, and I like will wake up early, and the same thing happened to me. Like I got here and Doug was here. And I mean, this kid, you gotta have him on at some point. But like he'll tell you, I mean, I was leaving the house 7:30 the other day, or I left at like 7:45, and he's outside. I'm like, oh, like you head to the gym? He's like, no, I just finished up. I'm like, checking the time. I'm like, 7:45, Doug. Like, what do you do? The kid goes to bed at 8:30, and it's I mean, but that's who we like to surround ourselves with, and every guy in the locker room is like that, I think, and and then like you talking about like the growing up, like it was the same for me. Like my parents were always just hardworking people, so it was like not easy, but easier to do that when like my dad's putting me in awkward situations growing up, like to like become better, like a better person, a better athlete or whatever. Like he'd not like pressure me, and like never would pressure me into like playing a sport or like working hard, but I'd be upset that I'm not playing, and he's like, listen, like it sucks, but you have to control it. Like that's you. Like you just have to work harder if you want it. He's like, I'm not gonna pressure you. If you want to quit hockey, quit. He was a goalie, so he did the same thing. Like my grandfather was a goalie, and like they just kind of like told me what to do. Yeah. And then I'm like, like I'll just work hard. Like I guess that's literally what it is. Yeah. But I mean that was it. Like work harder. Yeah. Like if you really like I get there's politics to everything in life. Yeah. And there's like some people are fortunate in certain situations, but it's like if you work hard enough to where like you don't have to rely on that. Yeah. Like realistically, like if you're just like the best player, the coach is not gonna just not play you because he doesn't like you or whatever. You know what I mean? But that was a huge part of growing up, and I think it's interesting to hear like I'm sure it's different for some people. Like I'm sure some people grow up in different situations and that's what inspires them to work hard. But like very similar with you, and that's how my family was, and that's why I wanted to be like that. Yeah, which is exactly why, I mean, you look around our room and like you have so much respect, and even like the guys that we play against too, like I have so much respect for each guy because every guy that's playing at this level was top
2, 3, 4 guys on their team. And the reason why is because they were the hardest working guys. So you have so much respect for them, because it's not like, obviously sometimes you don't get along with your teammates, but like or like the guys you play against, but like they went through it too.